Live from Austin, Texas, with host Rosie Newberry. Local trends, shopping, and more. This is Studio 512.
Good morning, everybody. We are so excited because our very own Austin artist, Mama Duke, has taken her talents to the big stage, competing all summer long on America's Got Talent. And now, thanks to a golden buzzer from Mel B, in just 3 weeks, Mama Duke will compete for the grand prize in the season finale. I've got goosebumps just thinking about it. We are so thrilled to have her in the studio. Mama Duke, good morning.
What's up? We're here.
I'm so excited to see you here. Talk to me about your background and how you got into performing, because you said you've always been a performer at heart.
Yeah, it hasn't always been singing. And so for me, it just started, I knew I had that itch of like, I knew I liked what that felt like when all eyes were on me. I didn't always sing. And so now that it's just like, it's beautiful. It's, you know, us artists, we're a lot of things.
Well, and I'm going to say, I've listened to your videos. Your voice is to die for. So the fact that you were doing impressions for the family. I mean, you were working on that talent before we ever got here. But I want to ask, why AGT? Why now?
Here's the thing. Sometimes you think of these big shows and you don't see yourself on them. And shame on you. People watching, everything is for you. You just have to put yourself in that moment. And so to show up at the audition, I almost didn't go. But that's your lower self. Your higher self is like, go. And boy, am I glad that I did, you know?
Things have really taken off for you, and to hear Simon be positive about anyone.
I eat that for breakfast now.
Yeah,
you know?
You should. I would have that video on repeat all the time, but not once, twice now he has really, bowed down and said, you know what, Mama Duke, you have got it going on, which is amazing. What did you expect? Because I asked, like, behind the scenes, have they really seen you before you walk out on stage? And you said, no,
they absolutely have never seen you before. All those reactions are real, you know?
Yeah, so when you heard the judges' comments, what did you feel?
Here's the thing. It's like it's just like you. It's like you were meant for this. Mm-hmm. But you have to tap into that spirit every day. And so while I know I'm deserving of those comments, there's a starving artist inside of me saying, do you have to say that? Do you really think that? But now there's been so much proof, luckily. You are in your proof. Look at us. Now it's like, I belong.
Powerhouses.
I belong here, actually, you know?
Absolutely. And I think that you are a wonderful reflection of like a fresh voice for AGT, because female hip hop has not made it that far. Female rap, it has traditionally not been a genre that they've chosen moving forward.
So first female rapper in the top 10 on America's Got Talent.
Way to go, girl.
You know,
way to go.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's awesome. Okay, I do want to talk about your outfits for just a second. I told you I had to bring it up. You choose color. Today we've gone black and white, but on stage you go for really fun, colorful things, and I think a lot of people can plug into that.
Yeah.
It's kind of picking up a touch of your childhood nostalgia.
Yeah. Here's what I'll say. It is important to bask in the duality of who you are. It is black today, and it will be color tomorrow, or maybe black again. But I love that I'm able to play on AGT. You know, imagine walking into a room of wardrobe and people have rows and rows of outfits for you. Well, we just don't always have that. Yeah. Now, game has changed. You pick that, okay, I wanna wear that, I like those shoes, can we, everything is yes. What if we change the shoelaces? Yes. Can we change the lining in case it opens up? Yes. And so
power.
That's what I'm saying. And so I get to play a little bit.
That is fun.
And so this is me, I would say 70%. But I get to tap into my 30 on the show.
Well, and I was going to say, you see the lovely Terry Crews out there in a fuchsia suit. So you know they've got good wardrobe there. Okay, I want to ask about the Golden Buzzer, because the quarterfinals that we all got to see happen last week, you got Mel B's bam, Golden Buzzer. The streamers came out. It was amazing. Have to know what your immediate emotions were. It was incredible.
Here's the thing. People are like, what do you feel like? I'm like, I'm numb in that moment, because you go out, you got to hit the right notes. You've got to Look at the crowd, engage with the crowd. Wait, remember that camera's about to swoop around. Get your breath. Wait, people are watching. And so after people, and then Simon congratulates you and everybody's saying good things, and then Mel B hits the golden buzzer, what is happening? I think for me, when I got to return to my body is when I looked up on the balcony and I saw my family.
Aww.
I was like, you just got the golden buzzer. Like, not the golden buzzer was not, it was looking up and my family going crazy.
I bet they were.
And so I was like, oh,
it really happened.
It happened.
Yeah. And I know she came up and talked to you for a moment. I won't ask you to share your private conversation, but did she give you any special congratulations that will stick with you?
Well, what they did show was her asking me to write her a song.
Wow.
She also said, you remind me of Missy.
Yeah.
Because you never know what you're gonna do.
And Missy was so far ahead of her time that this is so exciting because this is the next generation.
That was the second golden buzzer. Well, people, people that know, you put my name in the same sentence as Missy Elliott.
Oh, yeah.
Even when Simon came up, I said, Simon, you changed my life. He said, you changed your life.
Oh.
Done. I was just like, it was just a good night.
But to see you, a seasoned performer out there commanding the stage, I think people were just ready to see talent that is ready to rock it,
right.
Quite frankly. You did say that there was a question I was planning to ask you that was actually the most important question to ask, and it's got nothing to do with any of this.
But everything to do.
It's got everything to do with it at the same time. You work at the YMCA here in town. You mentioned that to the judges. Tell me a little bit about that work and the inspiration you're hoping these kids pick up from, oh my gosh, this is my teacher.
What's really cool is that we are a lot of things, and so we can look unstable as artists who hold 9-to-5s and are chasing a dream. But to me, it's like I get to be everything. I'm a barista today. And next week I'll work at the Y, but being there for a year and the kids watching you to show them that you can show up and play Uno. You can be ordinary and extraordinary.
Wow.
Their faces were on the screen. They are, my God, they're sending me videos like, Miss Corey, that is the real work.
You do have a real name back there. We call you Mama Duke.
My name is Corey, but I'm both. And showing them that you can be both. I'm both Miss Corey and Mama Duke.
And not to bring up Shrek, but people are onions. We have layers. We are multifaceted.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, absolutely. Okay, last question here. What are you cooking up for the finale? Because you've had songs that you have written by yourself so far, and they have come out and been masterpieces. They've really gotten people riled up. I know you're going to step it up again.
Absolutely. First of all, again, another original. I have to go out with a bang. You are going to get an original. I will say I'm going to meet y'all, everyone at the bridge, and that is the bridge is who you want me to be, and who I know I am willing to be. And so you're going to get both. It is very important that I give you both the, ooh, feels so good to be you, and also get to show you this other part of me. We are so many things. We are experimenting in real time, and you get to witness it. And so just let me cook.
Oh.
You don't even know you like this meal yet. You're looking at the ingredients. Let me cook for you.
Yeah. Those 3 seconds of you singing was enough to make my entire day. Congratulations on how far you've made it, and break a leg in the final.
Thank you.
Rooting for you.
Appreciate
Let's go, Mama Duke. Okay, to keep up with Mama Duke's journey, follow her on Instagram at mama.duke, and tune in to the America's Got Talent Season 20 finale on September 23rd to root her on. The following portion of Studio 512 is sponsored by Marbridge Foundation. If you have a family member with intellectual and developmental disabilities, Marbridge Foundation is a wonderful place for them to spend their adult years all the way to the end of life. We're going to talk today more about admissions with Jenna Hudson, director of The Ranch, and a family member of one of the Marbridge residents, Megan Argo. So we're first going to start with you, Jenna, if you would. Just remind us about Marbridge and what it is y'all do.
Sure, thanks. Marbridge is a residential community in Southwest Austin. We are 72 years old this year, and we actually are a continuity of care community, meaning that we can meet the needs of an individual from 18 years to end of life. We have 3 distinct communities on our campus. There's the Village, which is our most independent, least supportive community, the Ranch, which is a mid-level supportive community, and then we actually have a licensed skilled nursing center here as well, the Villa.
We've got an out-of-stater here
Yes.
who has relocated to Texas to be with your sister Kristen, who now has been at Marbridge for 3 years. So first, if you wouldn't mind, Megan, can you tell us a little bit about Kristen as a person?
Sure, I'd love to tell you about Kristen. So Kristen's my older sister, and she is 57 years old, just a big, sweet, huggy, smiley person. She lives in Jenna's community at the Ranch. That was something that my parents focused on a lot. She has Down syndrome, and so she did a lot of speech therapy and really loved school and being in lots of activities. And so Kristen was very social when she was younger, but in the years before she moved to Marbridge 3 years ago, she actually had become rather sedentary because of just as my parents were aging. She lived with my parents her whole life. And as they were getting older, she just, a lot of her social opportunities started to wane. Friends moved away. There was less activities that were really appropriate for her age group and her mobility levels and things. And so, so although she's such a social person, it really wasn't until she moved to Marbridge that all of that came back out, and in new ways, just by having the first experience. So she moved in here at 54. And having her first experience living with friends. You know, that was something that she always really wanted.
I agree. Now she's got many more happy years ahead of her.
She does.
And so Jenna, if I can just circle back around to talking a little bit about admissions. So if people are interested in hearing just more about Marbridge, for example, even if they're from out of state, they can get in touch with y'all and learn a little bit more, right?
That's absolutely correct. One of the best ways to get in touch is to go to our website, marbridge.org. There is a portal there in which you can contact admissions directly and fill out a form. You can also call us directly at 512-282-1144 and ask for admissions.
Sounds good to me. Jenna, thank you so much for your time. And Megan, give Kristen a hug for me.
I will.
Thank y'all.
Yeah.
To learn more about what Marbridge has to offer, go to marbridge.org. The preceding portion of Studio 512 was sponsored by Marbridge Foundation. Welcome back, everybody. The owner of an East Austin food truck, Shirley's Trini Cuisine, has splashed out into a brick and mortar space, and now Chef Janelle Romeo is bringing the flavors of her native island, Trinidad and Tobago, to Austinites through Twin Isle, which carries authentic Caribbean cuisine. Really excited to talk about this today. She's here to tell us more. First of all, Chef Janelle, congratulations and good morning.
Thank you. Good morning.
Let's talk about your background and how you got into cooking, because this isn't your first rodeo.
It is not. I started with my food truck in the pandemic.
Well, that's brave.
Yes.
Good on you.
So I grew up in the kitchen with my mother and my grandparents. Really loved food and what that brought to me, the happiness it brought to me. And then growing up in Austin without my Caribbean culture here, I always stayed connected to home through food. And in the pandemic, I decided to open my food truck, Shirley's Trini Cuisine. And
is Shirley your mama or your grandma?
Shirley is my grandmother.
I should have known. I should have known.
Shirley is my grandmother.
Yeah.
And so during going through that journey, I just figured it was time to share, really set my foundation in Austin and open the brick and mortar.
That's amazing. Well, congratulations on all the success you've had so
Thank
far.
you.
And I think it speaks to the fact that there is an appetite for this, because there
That's
are
right.
people who might feel a little displaced. Well, I can't find good Trini cuisine,
That's
right.
right,
anywhere
yeah.
else. So you now are kind of the beacon, the light.
Yes, exactly.
And let's talk to folks who may not know a ton about Caribbean cooking. You say Indian and African influences. Can you
Right.
talk to me about how everything kind of comes together?
Yes, so you would find things like curry, which our curry is a blend of curry leaves and also cumin and also amchar masala. So it's not as pungent as you would find in East Indian curry, but
Okay.
it's still very flavorful. And then we have the dishes on the African side, like the stews and the mixed rice and peas, and then the jerk chicken, things like that.
And I was going to say, I'm looking at what I think are
And the fried
plantain.
plantains, yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
that to me is a little bit of influence of African cooking as well. So chicken is an option, but also you guys do a lot of goat.
Yes, we do goat. So we do a curry goat, and that is a very, very, very important dish to us because we eat those things with like rotis. We have dalpuri roti and basapshat roti, which is
Okay,
paratha.
so this was me watching the Great British Baking Show, y'all, where they said basically half of India creates naan and half of India creates rotis.
Right.
And so this is a little Eastern Indian influence
Correct.
as well.
And we have similarities of both. So we do roti, and we have something called sada roti, which also looks like naan. So we have.
I love carbs, so I'll
Yeah, we love carbs too.
I'll eat anything. All right, and you brought a smattering of 4 dishes here, and this is kind of the build your own bowl setup, right?
Yes,
So
that's right.
talk to me about what the offering is that you're doing at the restaurant. This is kind of where people can do bits and pieces of what they like, right?
Right. So we have we're focusing on a build your bowl style menu, just to give people the option to mix and match the items as they would like it to be. So here today I brought stew oxtails, which is beef.
Oh, okay. All right. I trust you more than I trust me. I'm going to show the audience a little bit of the stewed oxtails.
Right.
And so when I say oxtail, you're right. That is a type
That
of
is a
beef.
type of
Okay,
beef,
right.
yes.
Yeah, you have to help me
So
with
we
that.
have
Okay.
stew oxtails.
That might be, I don't know if that's a correct portion,
That's a
y'all.
good portion.
Okay,
That's a
good. Thank
portion.
you. Thank
And then
you.
we have the rice and peas. So it's a
Rice and
cook-up of rice.
peas.
It's actually red beans or kidney beans.
Sure.
But we call it rice and peas.
And-
And this is actually more of a Jamaican dish.
Gotcha. Okay, so there are a lot of different influences
Yes.
in the Trini cooking.
Yes.
Okay. And then this looks like I'm going to have a lot of fun with
So
it.
this is macaroni pie, baked mac and cheese.
Yes, please. Macaroni pie baked all together. That looks absolutely
Yes,
incredible.
And then you have your fried plantains.
So you say it plantains.
We do not pronounce the A.
Okay.
So we say
So I'm sounding
plantain.
really Midwestern. Plantains.
It's okay.
Okay. Plantains.
Yeah,
Okay.
so we pronounce it plantains.
Plantains. Okay.
Yes.
I learned something today. So that's
So
a
this is
gorgeous
it.
bowl of food. And it looks really darn filling for a nice good
Yeah,
lunch or
it
dinner.
is. It
Yeah,
is.
absolutely. Okay. So talk to us about your brick and mortar kind of like once you walk in, because a food truck you can only do so much, but like
That's
what's the ambiance that you've created at Twin Isle?
So when you walk in, it was really important to me to hone in on the colors of the Caribbean. Like if you go snorkeling, for example, and you see the different colors in the coral reef, I really wanted to use those to influence my branding. So when you walk in, you'll see lots of coral, red colors, you'll see yellow, you'll see blues. I keep a lot of florals in there, like the tropical florals in there.
I'm obsessed with these
Thank
tropical
you.
florals.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Yeah,
So
gorgeous.
I'm keeping like the florals in there. I have my pots in there that are also very much Caribbean colors.
Like vibrant.
Vibrant.
Yeah.
You have the music playing, you know, and then even the way I chose to use the decor, I really pulled from different elements of Caribbean architecture, things that I saw growing up in homes.
I can hear that this is a labor of love.
It
so
is.
I'm really excited for
It
you
is.
guys. It just opened on September 1st. Here we are on the 4th. So we've got to make sure that we support you. I know that
Yes.
you've already had your community out. They've been throwing you a lot of parties.
Right. A lot
But we want to make sure that everybody else hears about it too. So if somebody stops by for the very first time, I was told the words bacon shark would
Bacon
be
shark, yes.
would be a good suggestion. What's
Yes.
that?
So bacon shark is a fish sandwich that we traditionally eat on the beach, on Maracas Beach in Trinidad. When you go visit the beach, you go to one of the little stalls and you buy yourself a bacon shark.
Bacon
Yes.
shark.
And
Okay.
another must try is also our doubles. Doubles is a street food in Trinidad that is known globally now. And I would start with either one of those.
Okay,
Yeah.
doubles and bacon shark.
Yes.
Words that you may not have said before, but here we are. We're writing them down because we're going to come see you. And come fast, everybody, because food is selling out. You're
Yes,
so
that's
popular
right.
so far. I'm so happy for
Thank
you.
you.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
We've got to check back in a while just to see how things are coming along. Chef Janelle, we appreciate your time today.
Thank you.
All right,
Thank you.
guys, as you heard, the restaurant just opened on Rosewood Avenue on September 1st, so make sure you go out and support Chef Janelle. You can also sign up for updates at twinaislerestaurant.com. The following portion of Studio 5 is sponsored on behalf of Rayburn Wines, Cricket, TCL, and Joyba by Tips on TV.
Football season is here, and that means gearing up for tailgating and watch parties. So here with me is the recipe for football fun. Ovi Mihaly, former NFL pro football player and TV analyst. Ovi was a fullback for the Atlanta Falcons and Baltimore Ravens, an all-star for Wake Forest, and he now hosts the Believe in Falcons podcast. Ovi, good morning. How are you?
I'm good, Blake. Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Pumped to be speaking with you. So, Ovi, let's start with this. What's the secret to a successful tailgate?
Now, Blake, if I told you the secret, it wouldn't be a secret, but I'm gonna tell you anyway because we're friends. We go way back.
Yes.
But no, it's really, I was so blessed to play in the NFL, played for almost 10 years, two-time All-Pro, played with Hall of Famers, and I kind of had a chance to lead some great teams. But now I'm leading you, my family, my friends on how to have the best tailgate. And the secret's simple. Be creative and have fun.
Okay, be creative and have fun. I think that's a good, easy step for a lot of people. Now, what's a great icebreaker when we're hosting these parties?
You know, well, I like to have something that's for everyone. And for me and my guys, we used to be just beer and bourbon guys. My wife is from Oakland, California, and she loves wine. Not just any wine, she loves Rayburn wines. And whether you're at the stadium or hosting from your own backyard, Rayburn Winery's expressive wines like bright Chardonnay or bold Cabernet Sauvignon will take your tailgate to the next level. Plus, this fall, Rayburn's Gather and Grill sweepstakes will provide one lucky fan with everything needed to create the ultimate outdoor entertaining space. Go to RayburnWinery.com and enter by September 30th for a chance to win a prize package valued at $4,000.
Yeah, I love that you said ultimate outdoor entertaining space, because leading kind of into the next question here, the other thing we want is a great atmosphere. If the vibes are not right, people don't want to be there. So what's a great idea you have for us to kind of create that perfect party atmosphere?
Well, Blake, here. Personalization wins the party. The atmosphere is everything. And if you personalize it, you're going to have everyone excited because, like, oh, this isn't your average party. This is your party. And your party will be the party if you use Cricket Joy Extra. It's our go-to tool for tailgating and watch parties. You can craft custom koozies with team logos, front door signs, food and drink menu boards, and much, much more. Show your team pride and make your setup stand out. Compact in size, Cricket Joy Extra fits in any space and brings quality customization to every project. Whether hosting a party to kick off the season or just tailgating, Cricket Joy Extra crafts simple, standout essentials that make a one-of-a-kind tailgate.
I love that. Well, and we know that, I think it's almost common knowledge at this point that anytime something's personalized, it just makes you feel special and that they thought of you. So that's a great way to, I think, really impress your guests. Now, what about some new tech you've got to improve the overall game day experience?
Ooh, this is my Achilles heel. And those who know me know I only go third person if I love something. And Ovi loves a great TV. So look no farther than TCL. It's the official TV partner of the NFL and the award-winning QM6K. TCL is committed to helping fans create the ultimate game day setup at the tailgate or in your living room. This 98-inch stunner ensures everyone has a great view of the action. And what I love is that because of the high-quality picture, you have a great view from any angle. No rushing to the party early to get the middle couch and the middle seat. No, every angle is a great angle. TCL's back-to-football deals are helping fans save without sacrificing their viewing experience. So now, through September 29th, you can get up to 50% off the QM6K in various sizes on Amazon and Best Buy.
I love that. And Ovi, to follow your lead, Blake also loves TV, so that's something I need to get my hands on. It sounds like that's a great buy for people to have in their bank now. So, all right, any other ideas you have to just really wow those tailgate guests that we've got?
Yes, sir. And this one makes me smile because it makes my kids smile, and frankly, it makes the big kid in all of us smile. It's boba, and not just any boba, Joyba. Joyba is made with real tea, fruit flavors, and popping boba. The little bubbles that pop when you bite them. It comes in a variety of refreshing flavors like strawberry lemonade green tea, mango pineapple green tea, and my favorite, raspberry dragon fruit black tea. Ooh, it's perfect for your tailgate because it's ready to drink with built-in straws that give you big pop on a little budget. Pick up Joy by your local grocer to enjoy it anytime, anywhere.
All right, I love that. Boba's all the rage now, so I think that's definitely something great that anyone will be able to enjoy, kind of like you said. Now, any favorites to win it all when it comes to college or the pro ranks?
I would love my Wake Forest Demon Deacons to win it all. I recently got inducted to the Wake Forest Sports Hall of Fame. So despite me being a regular guy, I'm next to Tim Duncan and Arnold Palmer and Chris Paul and these guys. And so I am a Wake Forest guy through and through. But we ain't there yet. We're going to hopefully win the ACC, then we'll go to the next level. But Georgia, I'm in Georgia, and those Bulldogs, they want that title back. So they're coming for it. NFL-wise, Falcons and Ravens, both my teams, they go to the Super Bowl, NFC, AFC, I'm a happy man. So I can dream.
Yeah, I love that. Well, Ovi, this has been such a lovely conversation that I really think is going to get all our viewers hyped for football season. So where can people go for more information for all these amazing ideas?
For more information for you, Blake, and all of your wonderful listeners and watchers, go to tipsontv.com.
All right, Ovi, thanks so much. Happy football season.
Thank you, sir.
The preceding portion of Studio 512 was sponsored on behalf of Rayburn Wines, Cricket, TCL, and Joyba by Tips on TV. Studio 512 is celebrating this morning. We've got a birthday to share. A very happy belated birthday to Dominic Perino, who goes by Chuck and served our country in the Korean War. His birthday was submitted to us by his daughter Janine, who said that they plan to celebrate with a big Italian family dinner. Chuck, thank you so much for your service and happy birthday from all of us here at Studio 512. The following portion of Studio 512 is sponsored by Paws Veterinary. Paws Veterinary has 4 convenient locations across the Austin area to help serve you and your furry friends. And KXAN is proud to partner with them as they are a hound hangout for Clear the Shelters 2025. Dr. Jenna Webb is here to tell us more about Paws, where she has been a veterinarian now for 9 years, which is pretty impressive. Yep. So talk to us a little bit about Paws Veterinary and what it is y'all offer.
Yeah, so Paws Veterinary has been in the Austin area for over 10 years now. We have 4 locations spread across the city of Austin to be able to serve the whole area.
Let's talk about the idea behind the design of your locations, because I'm sitting on a pretty darn comfortable couch and it's really cute.
Yeah. So a couple of points for that. One being, again, trying to make everyone comfy and cozy. You know, a lot of times hard decisions have to be made, and going to someplace that's a little more comfortable helps to make those decisions a little more comfortable to make. It's not as scary for pets. Right. So we have familiar couches, familiar furniture to make it seem more homey for them.
Let's talk about the services that you offer, because wow, you've got a lot for pet parents.
Yeah, so we're a full-service general practice, meaning that we can help you anywhere from wellness, vaccines, through sick issues, and even doing surgery, dental surgery, and that sort of things.
With Clear the Shelters going on through the month of August, I just want to ask about advice for new adopters, maybe people who are bringing in pets for the first time. Let's start with someone who has maybe done a sweet thing and adopted an older pet.
Yeah. So I would say either way, probably the best thing to do is establish with a vet early. Mm-hmm. So that way we can, get records all filed away, make sure you're up to date on vaccines. It also helps us to kind of just check in general for general health. So especially in our older patients, they can come along with pre-existing conditions. Socialization is a very big part for puppies. That kind of first couple month period of time after birth is really their top point of socialization and where that's the most important. And so we have socialization classes at our North location on a weekly basis that kind of helps along with that, creates a safe environment for socialization so that they can get that taken care of.
Sounds good to me. Dr. Webb, thank you for your time today.
Yeah, thank you.
Whether you're a seasoned pet parent or preparing to adopt, Paws Veterinary can help. Learn more at pawsvet.com. The preceding portion of Studio 512 was sponsored by Paws Veterinary.
Hey Austin, our shelters have been facing chronic overcrowding for over a decade. Let's visit a shelter just outside the city and see how they're helping animals find their forever home.
My name is Christian Long. I've worked here at Texas Humane Heroes for just under 2.5 years. We just opened this new facility here in Leander in November of 2024. In 2024, we placed over 1,800 dogs and cats into loving home, rescued animals from over 57 shelter partners from across the state, and spayed and neutered over 6,500 animals. We have 210 animals in our care, about 90 dogs and 110 cats. That is over capacity for us. We definitely have more puppies than we have room for at the moment. People pass away, or they move away, or their lives change and they don't factor in their pets. If more people were spaying and neutering their pets, that stops the problem at its source. We have a low-cost vet clinic on site. In addition to being able to spay and neuter, microchip, deworm, treat all of our pets while they're waiting for their forever homes, we also have it open to the public. If you have a pet that needs vaccinations, needs to get spayed and neutered, we offer those services at a much lower cost than most commercial vets. And that's a big part of our mission, is we want pet ownership to be affordable for everyone. To seeing so many good cats and especially really good dogs that really don't have any special conditions, or there's nothing particularly quirky about their personality. They're just not the kind of dogs that get adopted very often. There are so many of them here that would do so well in just about any home environment. And sometimes you're understanding if they're an only dog, or they might not like little kids, or they might be a little rough, or they might need a yard, or that makes a little bit more sense. But sometimes, so many of these dogs don't have any of those conditions, and they just sit and wait for months or years sometimes. That's really heartbreaking. I have two medium-sized dogs. One of them I got from here. There's a real personal, just sort of connection that you have with a dog or a cat. Dogs and cats have been part of our lives and our shared humanity and evolution for thousands and thousands of years. They're inseparable from who we are and what we've gone through. They think so much of us. There's something very humbling about, wanting to be the person that my dogs think I am. All shelters, every shelter, the shelter closest to you right now needs help. We have a direct donate option on our website. You can name a kennel after your pet, but maybe you're really good at website building, or you're really good at photography. Reach out to the shelters and ask if you would maybe take photos of the shelter pets. All that stuff really does wonders. Visit us at humaneheroes.org. We've always got events right around the corner, all sorts of ways to get involved.
Support Texas Humane Heroes today by donating, fostering, or volunteering. Come to events. Spread the word. Life is so much better with a pet in it.
The following portion of Studio 512 is sponsored by Austin Telco Federal Credit Union. Bringing a child into the world comes with joy and a brand new financial reality. Pamela Cotton, Vice President of Member Services at Austin Telco Federal Credit Union, is here to talk to us about financial planning tips for new or expectant parents. And you've already tried to rope me into this being me, Pam, but it is for anyone out there who maybe has a brand new baby or is expecting one or possibly more than one. Let's talk about why financial planning is so important for new parents parents and some key areas that they should focus on?
Absolutely. So it's a great question, but future needs for the child are going to come into play. It's no longer your personal goals. You now have a family dynamic. So they're goals for you and the child. What's in store for each of you in the future? And then review your insurance options. With a new baby comes lots of new expenses, right?
Yep.
So insurance is a priority, not just health insurance, but also life insurance. There are some great plans that happen or can come to you when you have a new child, right? So look into those. And then flexible budgeting. What happens? There's baby gear that you have to get. So expenses have changed.
I mean, it's a multi-$100,000 price tag that comes with getting one all the way to the age of 18, let alone having a couple of kids.
Scary but beautiful.
Scary but beautiful. From a mom, you would know. All right. Let's talk about how new parents can start saving for their child's future expenses.
Yeah, so the first thing we have is prioritization. Those things are definitely going to change. It's not just you individually now, you have a child. So put those things in order. What you need those expenses for. Start an education fund, because guess what? You just talked about all the way through 18, that child's gonna go to college is what you hope. So start putting away for that as well. There are 529 plans that are great tax savings as well. So you have those opportunities.
I want to go back to the flexible budgeting that you mentioned a couple minutes ago. What strategies can new parents use to manage unexpected expenses, because the reality is it's gonna happen?
It happens. And what's really important for everyone to have is an emergency fund. You really want to put away about 3 to 6 months of expenses. That way, when something happens, it's not a big deal. You're protected for 3 to 6 months because you've planned for it. Planning is so important. And then automate your savings. It's said you don't miss what you don't see. So just automate that money going into that savings account. I'm gonna make sure I see it,
Right.
But you definitely want to do that. Automate it so that you don't have to do it. It happens on a regular basis, and then the discipline doesn't really come into play so much because it's already done.
Pam, we really appreciate your time today. Thank you.
Thank you, Rosie.
To learn more about all of the services Austin Telco Federal Credit Union has to offer, visit atfcu.org. The preceding portion of Studio 512 was sponsored by Austin Telco Federal Credit Union.
Content segments during Studio 512 were sponsored by Paws Veterinary, Rayburn Wives, Cricket and TLC by Tips on TV, Marbridge, Booking.com by Tips on TV, Austin Telco Federal Credit Union.